know, it's easy to get discouraged and sometimes feel like it's a futile effort.
Yep.
Come on.
I know it does.
Try to serve the Lord. I'm like Papa, I believe, truly believe that there's not a sinner under the sound of my voice. But nevertheless, doesn't mean that we can't still feel good for a little while.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I truly feel that I am the weakest person to ever call themselves a child of God. I truly do. I think that, you know, I often wonder and struggled with it for a long time when I felt like God was calling me to preach. The most difficult thing I've ever done is trying to come to terms with that. I don't know why. Still don't know why that He would decide to try and use somebody like me. And you know, thought a lot about when these brothers were up preaching. I
Blessing, Lord.
thought a lot about how strange the world find what we're doing here.
Yep. Yes, I do.
You know, if they could see us, just a handful
They
of
can see us
us
now.
out there.
Yeah.
No doubt, just thinking we're the craziest people.
Yeah.
That's true.
But you know what? I'm like these other brothers. I couldn't make it through one day without God.
Amen.
I couldn't. I couldn't make it. I couldn't even get out of my bed in the morning if I didn't feel like I had work to do. And it seems like that oftentimes the weaker I feel when I get up here, Papa, the weaker that I feel sometimes is when I get the greatest blessing.
Amen.
You know what? If you leave here this morning and you don't feel like you got anything,
Yeah.
just look in the mirror.
That's right. That's right.
Because you
Shame on
get
us.
out of this what you put into it.
That's right.
There you are.
You know, the other day at work we had a meeting, and the topic of the meeting I wanted to talk to my management group about was called integrity. And you know what? You can define that several different ways, no doubt. But to me, integrity is about doing the right thing when nobody's looking.
That's right.
That's what integrity is to me. When I'm walking down an aisle or a walkway on the shop floor and I see a piece of garbage down, I don't bend down and pick it up because I think people are looking at me. I do it because it's the right thing to do. And you know what? That same concept, it applies to what we're trying to do this morning. We're not here putting on a show for anybody.
Yeah.
We don't have anybody to put on a show for this morning.
That's right.
But you know what? It's like when one of my friends, when I first started preaching, I believe it was Jeff, that we baptized the same day as me. Listen, a few months after that, I come up off my knees in prayer, just trying to preach. Listen, you know what he asked me afterwards? He said, why did you sound like that when you got up for the first time? Listen, and I've had many people ask me, why when you preach, do you sound the way that you do? Listen, and the only answer I've got is that that's the way then I try to worship the Lord. When I open my mouth, that's what came out. That's the only way that I can explain it. This morning, people, you know what? If you could feel what I feel building me right now, if you could feel, listen, you know what? It's kind of like a storm when you walk outside and you see the wind begin to pick up just a little bit. Listen, and you see the clouds come in. That's the way it feels when I feel my Lord begin to move in me. And there's nothing I'd rather feel in my life. Listen, you know what? I was scared to death sitting over there, people. But when my Lord moves in me, there ain't a battle I wouldn't run. Listen, who do you think it was that was standing right there with David when he looked up and seen Goliath mocking him? Who do you think it was that guided that stone? Listen, and made it score for him. Who do you think it was that was with old Paul? Listen, when they took him out the city gate and they stoned him and they left him to die. Listen, and wiped their hands. Who do you think it was that was right there to pick him up and dust him off? Listen, and he marched straight back in. I wasn't done with them, Brother Shan. People, who do you think it was when those three little Hebrew boys got marched right in front of that king? We're going to kill you. Don't you understand? Bow down right now. Listen, who do you think it was when they opened that furnace and tossed them in? And that old king looked down in on them and seen four men walking around. He knew exactly who it was. He even told them. Did we not throw three in?
Why do I see four?
Didn't question then who it was. Knew exactly who it was. And you know what?
Having church.
So many times in my life I've been in situations where I've asked myself, Lord, where are you? You sung that song, Dad, and it just cut me. It's me once again. One more time, I've got a prayer that needs an answer. I can look back on my life and see how many times I had that same thought. God, where are you? Where are you, Lord? And you know what? Every time when I found myself in that position, listen, and I'd ask God, where are you? Why is this befalling me? Listen, you know what? God works in His own time. People, you know what? Just like, listen, when Martha and old Mary, their brother, was sick. Listen, old Lazarus was sick there, and they knew Jesus was there nearby. People, and they sent the little servants out there to go and get him. Master, the one you love is sick. Listen, you know what? Surely they, no doubt Mary and Martha's son, as soon as he hears this, he's going to come. He's going to come running. People, but you know what? Jesus, when he heard it, he looked at him and said, this sickness is not unto death, but for the glory of God. Let us go unto Judea again. Listen, and when they got wind that he was right outside, old Martha, she took off and went after him. Listen, and he looked at her and said, your brother will rise again. And she said, I know he will on the resurrection. But Jesus looked at her and said, Martha, I am that resurrection. I am. Listen, you know what? When Thomas questioned Jesus, when Jesus said, whither I go, ye know, and you know the way. Listen, Thomas looked at him and said, Lord, we don't know the way you're going. Jesus looked at him and said, Thomas, I am the way. Listen, I am the resurrection. People, he is the way, the truth, and the life. And you know, Jesus looked at him and said, he's not dead, he's just sleeping. He's just sleeping.
Where we leave?
And you know, he went to him there, and there was a great crowd, a great multitude gathered together. And Jesus looked at him and said, where have you laid him? And they took him out to a little cave. And there was a little stone set in front of it. And you know what? When you read this little story here, if you think back, listen, when Jesus first came to Mary and Martha's home, listen, I know everyone's heard that story about Mary, who was sitting at Jesus' feet, never left him. The whole time he was there. And Martha was troubled about many things. She was making dinner and no doubt trying to clean and take care of the crowd. Listen, and she got frustrated and said, Jesus, make my sister come and help me. Listen, and Jesus looked at her and said, you're troubled over many things, but only one thing is needful, and thy sister has chosen that thing. Listen, now you read the story of Lazarus, who was the one that was with Jesus, who was the one that ran out to meet him. It wasn't Mary, it was Martha. Listen, you think she learned her lesson? People, she clung to him the whole time. Listen, that's the way that we need to be this morning. Let the world have let the world have the foolish things. Let's just hold on to him.
That's right.
Let's just hold on to him.
One thing that's needful.
It is the only thing that's needful. And you know, when Jesus told them, when he told them, take ye away the stone, Martha was standing right there with him. She said, no, Lord, it's been 4 days. It's been 4 days. He's long dead. No doubt the smell of death is on him. Listen. And he looked at her and said I not unto thee, that if thou wouldest believe, that thou shouldst see the glory of God.
Amen.
Listen, just a few short minutes ago, she had looked at him and said, yeah, I believe. Listen, but when Jesus asked her to do one thing, where was that belief? Listen, it fleeted away like the wind. Listen, isn't that just like us? Listen, yeah, I feel good right now, but let me get 10 steps out that door. People, let me get back in the world and see how strong I am. I want to cling to my Lord. I don't want what I feel right now to ever leave me. Listen, I can't wait for that day when he says, you've done enough. You come on home. You made a mess over a lot. But there was a couple things, listen, that you did okay with.
That's right.
And they rolled away that stone. Jesus didn't even walk in. He stood out the front. He bid Lazarus to come.
Oh, one man.
Come to me.
By name.
And he come out bound
Sound like a mummy.
in the grave
He learned that in
clothes.
Egypt, yeah.
And he had the napkin over his face, no doubt. No doubt that terrified those people. Jesus just bid him to come to him, and he come. And all he said was, loose him, let him go. People, I feel that way sometimes when this world gets me down. Listen, I feel trampled on. I feel about this big sometimes. But when I come out here, listen, and that storm begins to build, I feel free. I feel loose from the bonds of this world. And I know it's just temporary. But there's going to come a day where it's not going to be temporary.
Amen.
You know what? That could come tomorrow.
That's right.
I don't know. That would be okay with me if it did. You know, when I was just new into the church, when I was just joined, we had some members of our church that had a little baby that was born and was sick, was dying, only a couple months old. Brother Rudy and Sister Mary's grandbaby. And it was down, I believe it was down in Mercy or Oman or something like that. And me and Dad, and I believe it was Mike, was with us, and we went down there to see it. And I was 18 or 19 years old. You know, when I seen that poor pitiful thing laying in there, couldn't even tell what it was from the tubes and the needles poking in it. And it was dying. Listen. And I remember thinking to myself, Lord, why? I was just a young Christian. Why, Lord, would you allow something like this to happen? And you know what? You know what I've learned over the years? And the troubles that we faced, and you know, with Olivia and the other things, what I've learned over the years is that troubles are going to come. Heartaches and sorrows are going to befall every man and woman of this world. Sooner or later they're going to come. And you know what? It's like that song goes, He may not always deliver us from every trouble, from every problem that comes. Listen, but He will go through them with us. Listen, He will keep His arms around us. us while we're facing those troubles. Listen, don't you understand that this world, it is evil because we're on it. Listen, it is a cruel and dark place because we made it that way. But just like Dad was talking about, my God is the light of this world here. And you know what? Every once in a while He gives us just a little taste of what we've got to look forward to. People, I can look back and see the Lord all through my life and the things that He spared me from, the things that He went through me with. Listen, you know what? He give me a woman, help me. Listen, then strengthens me. People, He knew what I was gonna need. Listen, so He provided it for me. People. You know what? When Brandy went in to listen to Kentucky to try, it was a good thing. Oh, she was so excited to go and get to see her little niece, Brandon. Listen, this is how quick the world can sin. This is how fast your life can get flipped, turned upside down. Listen, when they was all there, their family was all there, and they got that baby out. Listen, and when they brought her down, wouldn't breathe in, Papa, for several minutes, couldn't get it to breathe, but listen, and they took it right from him and went running down the hallways. Listen, trying to get that baby to start breathing. People, listen, you know what? Troubles are on every hand. Listen, this world can break you down. People, but listen, the doctor come out and told them it's oxygen. Listen, we can't get it to breathe on its own. Its lungs ain't working. And she was calling and texting me and updating me. And you know what? That little family was heartbroken. Listen, joyous occasion turned to sorrow. You know what? Even if you don't know the Lord, He knows you. Listen, and you know, my God, He's not afraid to get your attention. Listen, you know what? When they were so heartbroken in that little room, the doctor told them, told everybody to leave. I want to talk to the mom and dad alone. Listen, and you know what? They were all panicking there. What can we do? Listen, you talk about feeling helpless, but and her brother, listen, told her, Brandy, you stay here. You know what? I don't know. Listen, the hearts of her family, but God knows them. But and the doctor told them, we're not going to be able to save her. Her lungs just won't work. 30% oxygen. Listen, he was trying to prepare them for losing their little girl. You know, and they turned around and left. And her older brother is about 300 pounds, a big burly guy. Just dropped his hand and started sobbing there. And you know what? My wife just got down right there on her knees in held prayer. Listen, you know what? Some churches may frown on that, but to do what God wants her to do. Listen, and she got down and held prayer, and everybody was crying. Listen, and when they got done, the doctor turned around and come back in and said, I don't know what just happened, but her oxygen just went from 30 up to the mid-90s. She's going to be okay. But who do you got, Corban?
That's right.
Listen,
That's right.
who are you standing for? People, don't wait for God to get your attention.
Amen.
Serve Him.
Amen. Thank you, Lord.
And you know what?
We're here.
She called me and told me that. And I had been praying for him in my office. I was at work. I've been praying for him.
Hi.
She called me back and told me that the doctor said, we've never seen that happen before. She was dead. And she just started breathing on her own.
Praise God.
Yeah.
And the only thing I could think of was, I've seen that before.
That's right.
I felt that.
Yeah.
You know what?
Read about it.
If we had the eyes of Elisha, listen, in that little room, that baby wasn't by itself. There was a man standing there.
There's an army.
There was a man standing there giving it every breath that it was taking.
One at a time.
Building those lungs to keep moving up and down. Listen, I just told you about what he did. When someone that was dead for 4 days. People, how easy of a thing would it be for my Lord to say you stay alive? It's not your time. People, do you love your children? Listen, then point them to the one. Listen, that can give them eternal breath. Point them to the one
We have great toys.
Lord help us.
that can give them glory. You go ahead and sing whatever you want. But you know, just seems like a short time back when we were gathered into the home. Her papa was dying. We were gathered in there and her mom come and said, would you hold prayer? Would you lay hands on Daddy? You know what? We were gathered in that little bedroom, and as I got down on my knees by the bedside there, I turned and looked, and in come her two brothers. Listen, that have never made a confession of being a child of God. You know what? As I began to get down to pray, my prayer changed just a little bit. Listen, because now I've got work to do. Listen, I believe her papa was going to be okay either way.
It wasn't for him, was it?
When I got down and prayed, if I've ever prayed in my life, he blessed me there with a whole prayer. And when we got done, and I looked at her brothers, they were both sobbing like babies. But you know what? If you're this far,
That's right. Yeah.
you're out of luck.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
God's going to get your attention. Why do we make it so difficult?
Make it this life.
Why do we make it so hard on
Give it to
ourselves?
him now.
Yeah.
It can be easy. Don't wait. Don't wait for God to get your attention. Because it may not be in the way that you would have chosen.
Yeah.
Serve Him. He's good.
Glory.